Antonio. I'm also 16. I'm at Vashon, and I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Gerald again, and I'm 17, and I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Maya. I'm 16, and I use she, her pronouns.
So we're part of Team Council, which is the peer-led sex education that's sort of involved in creating inclusive and safe spaces around health and identity. We are a unique Team Council in the way that we're the first in the country to be going through a group that's not Planned Parenthood. We're going through the local Domestic Violence Prevention Organization, DOVE, but we're still using the Planned Parenthood curriculum and stuff around that. What we've been doing is teaching in our local middle school. We've probably taught over 200 kids at this point in things like healthy and unhealthy relationships, gender and sexuality, and creating safe spaces to avoid bullying and harassment. We've also
and how do you think it's going?
Actually, it's going really
That's
well.
the real question.
It's like, we had a lot of support from the staff and our teachers, and we've gotten a lot of reports that, like, after lessons, the teachers will come up and tell us, like, I've never seen my class so engaged, and so many people were participating who never speak in class. So we've gotten a lot of really good feedback and support for the program, and are hoping that it continues for a lot longer. So, thank you.
So the first issue that we wanted to talk about, that I mainly wanted to talk about, was publicly funded family planning and the protection of those who need it and depend on it. And it's important to me because I was actually in an unhealthy relationship in which my partner did not feel comfortable using condoms, and while my mother is incredibly supportive of me and I feel like I can usually tell her anything, it was made clear that that was one thing that she would not support, is not using condoms, and I kind of didn't know where to go or who to talk to. Birth control pills made my body react in a way that made me have really low self-esteem, really bad mood swings, and it just wasn't good overall. And this is also important in, like, our state in a widespread issue because 1 in 3 females and 1 in 6 males are in reported in the whole country to be in abusive relationships by the time they are 18 years old. And so many of these go unreported as well. Yeah.
Just remember, I didn't have a relationship until I was 18. So.
Right. Well, and the power and control dynamic can go in a lot of different ways too, and it can part of the reason I think so many of these abusive relationships go unreported is because people won't know that they're in them, which is part of the reason I actually joined Teen Council, is to help educate, because it can happen in middle school, and I think it's really important to have a place like Planned Parenthood or have people that you can talk to when you don't really know who else to go to, because I know that my family is really supportive, but there are many people who don't have that same luxury that I do, and it's really important to prevent things like this, like abusive relationships, from happening at a young age, so you can kind of see. So I think the education and support is really valuable, and we kind of just wanted to ask if there was any way that you could and how you could support publicly funded family planning.
Well, I'm the chair of the healthcare committee, and I'm a nurse, so I pretty much, let me see, how many awards do I have?
That's impressive.
No, I mean, let's see, there's NARAL, I know, and I think there's something up there from Planned Parenthood.
Nice.
So I've been a big supporter, and actually trying to make the transition now. I'm not sponsoring the bills this year because since I'm aging, and we're trying to build new women leaders, and June Robinson's going to be the lead on contraception and contraceptive parity. We've got 2 bills we're running. One is on the 12-month fills for contraception, which we passed last year out of the House, and we'll pass it again, and it actually has some bipartisan support, so maybe we'll get it over, but there's some crazies over in the Senate side. You just can't, they just kill everything. And then the other one that we're working on is the prevention piece of the ACA, which is more than just contraception, but it includes the contraception so that you don't have co-pays for prevention stuff. So we're trying to do it 2 different ways to make sure that we'll continue. But Washington State has a long history, and the interesting thing is that even though, I'll phrase it this way, when the right wing that opposes, thinks they're totally opposed, when it comes to at least the contraception side, they're a little bit more reasonable because they understand the unwanted pregnancies and, that it leads to more abortions there's not that many that are so crazy, they don't even support contraception. Now, there's a few,
Yeah.
but not that many, thank God, so.
Thank you. Well, thank you for your continued support.
Yeah.
I know, it's actually, how we get them is to point out that it's a money saver for the state, because actually with, the state pays for over 50% of the births in the state. So if we can prevent, and the fact, and those are kids that are all being born into poverty, for us to be paying for that, they're being born into poverty, so we really, it's just.
It's kind of a cycle.
Exactly,
Yeah.
we're trying to stop that, so, that's it. What else? That's it?
No, we
Oh, I was gonna say, wow. Oh, here, I hit the bill. I didn't even look further. Oh, let's see what else we have. Oh, paid family medical leave, yeah. Okay.
It's funny that you mentioned that because that's kind of
That's
my
your thing?
turn a little bit. And you mentioned earlier the ACA. I'll start with me. My family is in a really difficult economic situation. We actually live in a mobile home that was given to us by my grandparents because we couldn't really afford any housing. And we're just, in general, in a very difficult situation. And I help by racking up medical bills by playing football. If it weren't for the Affordable Care Act, my family and I would be in